2 years after the official start of the recovery, American people are not feeling any better about their prospects. This is according to a new Bloomberg poll. In fact, only 30% say they'll vote for President Obama. Hans Nichols has more from Washington. Hans.
Deirdre, you have to dig pretty deep in these numbers to find the good news for President Obama. At the same time, the Republican candidate will have his or her work cut out for him or her. And sometimes you get a little schizophrenia in these polls. First thing you want to look at, right track, wrong track. 26% of the country think the country is heading in the right direction. 66% think it's going in the wrong direction. And some historical perspective for you, Ronald Reagan's high in October of 1982 was 57%. Obama is 11 points worse off than Reagan with less time to make his case to the public. Then the better off, worse off question. 34% of Americans think they're better off since January 2009. 44% think they're worse off. And about 21% are the same. Now, here's the good news for President Obama. 40% of respondents say he has a better vision for a successful economic future as opposed to Republicans. They're at 37%. About 16% say neither. But here's the part that will give Obama's political advisors some heartburn. 61% of voters think he has had his chance to make the economy better by 2012. Only 37% disagree. That's proof that this election will be a referendum on Obama's presidency, not a choice between two candidates. And a year and a half out, only 30% say they will vote for him. 36% they won't. Now, there's some maybes in there, 27%. Now, there's no surprise on what the most important issue is for voters. 42% said jobs and unemployment, government spending rated at 17%, the federal deficit at 13%, then health care all the way down at 10%. But Republicans aren't, Deirdre, exactly inspiring confidence. 49% say the Republicans worry them more. 40% said it's Obama's and the Democratic policies that are giving them concern. Now, here's one of the worst numbers for the president's. Obama handling of the economy, 39% approve, 57% disapprove. Now, today he'll be laying out his policy on Afghanistan. He gets a lot better marks on terrorism, 69% approve, 27% disapprove. Two things you look at on the presidential approval number. It's always what you look at. Is he below 50%? And the answer to that is yes. And there's a differential of 5 points. Deirdre, there's not a whole lot of good news for the president. At the same time, Republicans can't draw this and say, case closed, this election is ours. It makes the Republican contest that more interesting. Deirdre?
Hans, thanks so much. Hans joining us there from Washington, D.C.